So you walk in the rink and your assistant coach says to you, "Hey, I've done something. Do you want to see it?" Your mind might start racing. Depending on how many games you've won or lost recently, it might change that answer. But let's say you decide to indulge him. So he tells you that he's drawn a heat map for you based on the live barn or the video camera that you set up at practice. He has drawn a heat map of your location on the ice where you spend the most time. And if anyone was to draw my heat map from my time with my junior hockey team, it would probably look something similar to what you see here. So depending on what was going on in the drill, the type of drill, I would either be somewhere in the middle of the ice or I would be along the sideboards on the bench side, typically where if we were running something full ice, the rest of the players would be inside the benches, so I'd be over by them. And what I would change when I take my next coaching job and what I've learned and what, after you think about it, it kind of makes sense intuitively, is something that I picked up from reading The Coach's Guide to Teaching by Doug Lemov, where basically he found when he observed coaches is you only coach the players that you're in closest proximity to. So, for example, let's say I'm hanging out in a full ice drill on the bench side here. So if there's a red and blue team on the ice, two jersey colors, red is attacking blue, red is working on some rush entry concepts, let's say. So as a coach, I'm more focused on what red is doing than what blue is doing. So as they're, let's say, going into a breakout and then building up speed through the neutral zone and attacking the blue line to set up the rush entry, if I'm focusing on red players, I think I'm focusing on the 5-man unit and I'll pick up everything. But really, the two people that I'm going to correct or give feedback the most to, and a disproportionate amount, is the strong side defenseman. So my right defenseman, I'm going to be able to see what he's doing, and I'm going to want to correct him more because I'm closer to him. The right winger, who's going to be coming up this right side of the ice, and he's going to be starting his entry route right by me over on the boards here in the neutral zone. I'm going to get a really good look at him. And then maybe I'm going to get a really good look at the center, who's maybe filling the dot lane or catching a puck in the dot lane and then getting to the middle of the ice. So out of the 5 players on the ice, I'm getting a really good look at the right winger. I'm getting an okay look at the right defenseman, and I'm probably getting an in-between look at the center. So you think you're coaching 10 players and you're going to be able to give feedback to all of them if they're doing something that you don't want them doing. But really, you're coaching 3 out of the 10, and I'd argue that you're probably only going to be able to see 2 out of the 10. So if you're not changing sides of the ice halfway through this drill, if you're not moving maybe further down into the defensive zone so you can get a better look at the defenseman. But the point of this is to, and I'll link an article that has more detail, keep this kind of short, but the take-home message obviously is that proximity matters. So when you think you're coaching everyone based on where you are on the ice, you're only coaching less than a handful. So make sure you're moving, you're changing sides. You're doing whatever you have to do to, one, stay out of the way, but two, do the best you can to get close to all the different position players and what they're going to be doing. So I'll link that article. And yeah, that's it.